It's a real fake news update, not brought to you by Pfizer. I'm here with co-host Craig Pasa Jardula, and we have some big news coming over from us from MSNBC, who officially, a few days ago, officially announced they are rebranding their entire channel. They're now going to be known as MS Now or MSNOW or whatever the hell they're saying now. I think it's about telling their audience, what's left of it, that they're breaking off from the corporate overlords and they're going to go renegade. Well, I don't want to tell you too much more about it. Let's let Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe, is going to tell you himself how excited he is about this new change and what it means about their brand and about what journalism is really about. Here we go.
Breaking news as it pertains to our network. This morning, a new name for the network by the end of the year. We will become MS Now, which stands for My Source for News, Opinion, and the World. And look, Andrew, they even have a graphic up. I like it.
There it is.
Actually,
the new logo.
It looks very sporty.
Very, very sporty there. Looks. I'm a lot of letters in two colors there. That's great. Good job with that, AI. I mean, graphic designer.
As we go to Versant, we're going to be moving in this direction. MS Now, which I got to say, I got a call yesterday afternoon, and they're saying, "We hope you're okay." We're going. I was like, "What do you mean? Like this shows we're independent." And what I've said on this show time and time again is you look at the people that are running the company, they're entrepreneurial. Right. Like when you have somebody come into your company after working for like big corporations and you're talking, you're saying, and they go, "We want you to be entrepreneurial. We want you to come up with new ideas. We want you to push the boundaries." I'm excited about that. So I'm excited about this too.
He's so excited that he works for a massive corporation that, by the way, they get everything wrong all the time. I mean, the list is so damn long, Craig, how many things they get wrong, from COVID to Russiagate to Joe Biden's dementia to all the Ukraine war and in real time, the genocide right now. They get everything wrong. It's on purpose. And Scarborough still wants us to believe that he's a journalist who acts independent of the overlords that control him and puppeteer him. And he's trying to pretend that a phone call happened in which he got to say, "Yay, let's show those people that we're sticking it to NBC and we're going to branch out with our own name." That's what I'm getting from this opening. Yeah. And by the way, he's not even that convincing, Craig, right now, because he's stuttering through this story that he has to pretend to be excited about this. I don't actually think he's excited about it at all. It sounds completely dull and drab, and the fact that this excitement that he has to figure out how to have, I don't know.
As far as MS Now is concerned, I mean, this reminds me of what CNN tried to do when they tried to spawn out to just, social media platforms. They're trying to adjust. They understand that a lot of the views that they get come from the internet. They got to change up. They got to do what they got to do. And you're right. The name MSNBC has been changed to people like us from DNC, right? That's what we call it. They need to change it up right now. They're trying to look for anything that will help that situation as far as their losses start to grow. Now, what they need to do is, instead of changing their name, they need to change their staff. Joe Scarborough and Mika shouldn't have a job. Lawrence O'Donnell needs to be put down and say, "Go on and you're done," and go out of there. His show needs to be taken off. Rachel Maddow, Chris Matthews. They need to change their overall content and the people who are watching them. That formula they have, that model, doesn't work anymore, right? They were going after the low-hanging fruit, and they thought that low-hanging fruit of latte liberals and communist cappuccinos would help them out. It doesn't, okay? It's a failing model. They understand it. They got to change it up, but nothing's going to happen. Once again, they think people are stupid, that changing a logo is going to change everything. But, look out for a couple new voices out there for them saying some stuff here and there. You know what I'm saying? Little clips with new people, MS Now, and people like, "Oh, what's MS Now?" And they'll find out it's just MSNBC. So they'll do that to drag a few people in there, but they're not going to last long. It's not going to change anything. They need to change everything, moving forward. And
This is literally what they're going with. I think it's just hilarious. MS Now, they have to spell this out. It's my source, news, opinion. Well, that's not a sentence. That doesn't really flow off the tongue at all. Very confusing. I don't know if I was a fly on a wall in the meeting room and the behind the scenes when they're like in the boardroom when they said, yes, everyone agree, let's do it. I don't know if there's anyone there going, are you guys kidding me? Are you effing kidding me? Let's look at some of, I'll say this. This is very confusing to those who don't see what's underneath there. You might have a different idea of what MS Now might be. One thought came to mind, multiple sclerosis now. That was one of them. Another one I saw, the New York Post put this one out. Most surely no one watching. That's funny. Most surely no one watching. And then just the obvious, I've seen MS. To me, it looks like Miss Now. But the one we'll always go with, aside from I know what you called it there, Pasta. MS. I think this is from Garland. We will always refer to it as MSNCIA. That's going to be the one we're going to always refer it to as. But I'll just put this one last comment up. This isn't the first time they did this. I'm going to let people know. I went back. I said, what does this remind me of? It reminds me of right before they fired Keith Olbermann. They did a thing back in 2010. MSNBC pulled this thing where they said, we're going to change our slogan. And they said, we're going to go with lean forward. And again, it's another attempt to take this kind of progressive population here that's not watching your show and pretend that they're on the forefront of, the youth movement and anything progressive, which they're not. And so when I remembered this, I went and found this. This is hilarious. This came out at the end of 2010. 2 months later, Keith Olbermann gets fired. I found this. Isn't this hilarious? They couldn't even figure out back then that you don't put your number one guy on a lean forward ad leaning back in his chair. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And so 2 months after this came out, this was at the end of 2010, 2011, he was replaced by Rachel Maddow, and you guys know the story from there. So this isn't the first time that MSNBC has had no idea how to connect with their viewer as they attempt to do journalism, but it's really propaganda, as Joe Scarborough knows. It's written all over his face, by the way. These people know what they're doing is not journalism. They know it. Watch them stutter. Watch them pretend to smile. Watch them double down every time, trying to explain to us and justify every time. We do journalism. Joe Rogan doesn't do journalism. We do journalism. Every time. It's the over defensiveness of it. We see it all the time. We're going to continue to laugh at it. We're going to continue to report on it. But at the end of the day, that's what we do here on The Homeless Left. And that's been a real fake news update, not brought to you by Pfizer. Okay, let me take a moment to introduce you to our good friends over at World Harvest Food Bank right here in LA. World Harvest has been serving families across Los Angeles for 18 years now. And they started with this simple idea. Everyone deserves access to healthy, affordable food, no matter what they're going through. With their Cart with a Heart program, families can walk away with a full cart of groceries, fresh produce, dairy, meat, and pantry supplies for just a $50 contribution. That's for the entire cart. That same cart would cost over $300 at a typical grocery store. At World Harvest, everyone is welcome. They don't ask for income verification, ID, or any paperwork. No. Basically, their doors are open to anyone who's doing their best, but just needs a little extra push to get by. If you're an Angelino like me, you know the times have been tough here. First with all the union strikes, the LA fires, and now the ICE raids going on. It seems like we're living in a constant state of uncertainty. And that's why it's so important to support local charities like World Harvest, because they aren't just helping the community. They're an essential function in its very survival. World Harvest is located at Venice and Arlington. And right now, you can use our special discount code THL20 for 20% off your contribution amount at checkout. And if you're not in the LA area, you can still help out with a $50 donation, which will provide a full cart of food for a family by going to worldharvestfoodbank.org or scan the QR code for more info. Or you can just spread the word. Follow them online. Let people know they're here for them, because at the end of the day, it's about providing choice, access, and relief without barriers. World Harvest Food Bank. End hunger now.